And greetings, folks. Here I am. All right. So now the walk sign's on, and they're still driving like they're in my way. All right. So yeah, I said grab a couple of things that I need real quick, just on my daily routine today. Like I said, we already got the working out, and you already know about this boy. So, like I said, apparently it's getting pretty big. Batman is becoming quite the celebrity. I got myself some gumdrops right now. Man, they're delicious. The little sour gumdrops. I love those things. I haven't had them in a while. I like sour candy. If you catch Batman chewing on some sour candy, that is not out of the norm. That's right, not at all. Batman loves sour candy, but Batman cannot be bribed with sour candy, so do not think for 1 second that you will be able to bribe me with sour candy. It's good stuff, but Batman is incorruptible. That's right. All right. So, like I said, let me let my honey know I'm live. Try to not have my soda fall out here. Gotta have that soda. All right, hold on. All right. So y'all should be hearing me. We should be good to go. Yeah, man, them sour gumdrops, bro. There's something else. Hold on, because I need to drink some water, I think. I'm trying to drink water all day. Sometimes I'd be hoping I'm not drinking too much. But it's pretty hot, man. Oh, that was nice. Not. Here comes Fido. Hello, Fido. Fido's happy to see me. Fido. Ah, water. Good stuff. Oh. So yeah, I need to take a break, but it's kind of hard. Now I think it's getting to the point that it's getting demanding because I think the fans are going to be somewhat demanding. There's another honk. So it looks like I'm going to be pretty booked and busy. Like I said, if you're new to the channel and you haven't really been up to date with what's happening and everything going on, I stand up against corruption. I'm the real Batman. I do everything that Batman does. It's not an act. It's not a movie. It's kind of cool though today. Today, apparently, I took a picture with a mom. That was cool. And what did she say? She said, "You're like a movie star." So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, I've just been through hell and back. I've just had it real tough, real rough. Um, I don't have any other problems, but also I don't judge others either. I don't pass judgment upon folk or upon anybody for whatever their thing is or what they do. That's their thing. It's not what this is about for me. This is about standing up to corruption. This is about standing up to, you know, everything going on a major scale, but I definitely do what I do for the people. Definitely the people's champ, definitely the president of the streets, always been that, and that's just my niche, man. It's who I am and what I do. I never tried to get validation from anyone. I don't need anyone to agree with me on who I am or what I do. You know, some people are going to say things that are positive. Some people are going to say things that are kind of negative. Some people are going to try to thwart and shape the image of me that they want to create in their mind because they can't deal with the reality of me. And it all just comes with the territory. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But like I said, I'm going to always be respectful and nice to fans. And that's the thing, with these people on YouTube, they don't seem to get it. Y'all are not in my lane. I'm doing this for real. I mean, I really, really have a lot of fans. There's a lot of different people of all ages watching my channel, I'm sure. So, I try my best. I still have to be myself. I have to stand up for myself. I have to talk how I talk and do what I need to do and handle my business, and nobody's going to be mad at me for that, nor would I care. But, I just, when I can, I try to keep in mind, that there's all sorts of people watching the channel. And at the end of the day, it's their entertainment, in a positive light, in a positive way. And hopefully people are learning from it. I know you're entertained. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Oh, I know they entertain. Feel me? I'm the king of entertainers. Like I said, I really didn't come to entertain. I came to get down to the nitty gritty. Came to get down to business and get busy. But yeah, like I said, there's no question or qualm on who I am. I'm the original gangster. I'm the DNA of the mob. Straight thugging, straight real deal. Nothing fake here. And I don't do that to impress anyone. It's just really who I am, and I'm never going to change. I won't change for anybody or anything, because it's part of what my whole journey was embracing who I am. I'm a product of pain. I'm a product of suffering. Been through hell. It's been hard. If anything, I just want the public to remember I'm a human being, and treat me as a human being, man. I've had a real tough life and rough go of things. So, I mean, have a heart and try to have some compassion and care. That's all. Other than that, I never look for sympathy, but I just want the public and people to be aware of, everything that's gone on. I've talked about a lot of it. If you go through and watch my live streams, especially the recent ones, I kind of went over more of my story a little bit recently, but my story's very deep, man. I've done a lot in my life. 35 years old. I got a ton of life experience. Been a lot of different places, lived all over the country. The number one thing I know is that when the tough, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be issues that arise. There's always going to be challenges, but you just have to stand up and do your best, man. My whole deal is mostly against the system. I try to teach people and help people and educate the public. It's them gumdrops. Try to educate the public on how to break free from the matrix. But yeah, no, I'm not no slouch. I'm the real deal, and everything I teach is documented fact, and it's what people need to really learn and listen to, and it will help you. Other than that, I am God's son. I would never let anybody try to lie or twist it or tell my story for me. I'm literally God's second son. Jesus Christ is my brother. And that's why I'm doing all this. That's why I got sent here to this planet to save all of you and help all of you. And that's what I do. It's what I've been doing. It's just the truth. Y'all need a savior. People need a savior, man. Real talk. And God sent his not only begotten son, but the second son. And it was so crazy, which is Batman, but it was so crazy. I was watching a video the other day, and it was talking about how that it was saying that God sends like his son down here again, right? And how do you put it? And keep in mind, I'm still learning who I am. I mean, I don't care about people's judgment. You can't judge me. There's nothing to judge. I'm learning as I go here, but just like every human being, judgment is pointless. We all go through things, man. I feel bad for a lot of the people that made bad decisions in life or been put in predicaments that they didn't want to be in. And I just noticed that's the difference between being free or being locked up. And I try to be a little bit more on the ball about that type of stuff and avoid it because it does matter. It matters a whole lot, and if more people were like that and smart enough and thought like me, well, we put them out of business because they wouldn't be making money off of each of us, which might be something you want to keep in mind and think about, considering that this is all about standing up to the system. It's not standing up to the man because they ain't the man. I am the man. Feel me? But like I said, I'm getting a lot done. I'm making a lot of progress today. I call it Lord Frieza level. Lord Frieza. Hello, Saiyans. That's right. Lord Frieza level is what I reached today. These people want to talk about Dragon Ball Z. No problem. Cool. I'll use it, alchemize that too, and turn that into money. No problemo. I always liked Frieza. Thought I had a lot in common with him, Goku, Vegeta, all of them. I really have the most in common with Goku, but I like Frieza. I like his attitude. I don't know. I feel like I have things in common with Frieza too. I really do. I just don't lose. He loses a lot. He be crying. Frieza is all ego. I'm not ego. I let go of my ego a long time ago and became limitless, and that's what I try to teach people. But I call it Lord Frieza level. I told you that there was different parts of this training and what I'm doing. Today I did it all out right on camera. Did the whole thing, picked my whole body up vertically, right? I always pick it up vertically, but I mean picked it up vertically and then went the extra level, right? Which we normally call Super Saiyan level 3, but I just called it Lord Frieza today because that's literally what I did. I mean, I just went all out, picked my entire body up. I'm about 150 something pounds, vertically in the air, straight up, vertical, and held my body up with nothing but like my hands. That's like all hand, wrist, forearms, and I'm leveraging my body, the weight of my body. I'm using it and moving it according to what I want to do. It's a pretty big deal, man. Felt something on my foot. Hopefully it wasn't a snake. There's a snake in my boot. But yeah, like I said, we're going to keep on pushing, man. I don't really care what gets in my way. I'm going to try my best. It's good to have, the community, people from the actual communities that I didn't even know, like live out here or out here. I'm glad to see that they're behind me. It just makes you feel good, man. Got a lot of fans. They went out of their way to ask to take a picture. It's cool. I always be nice about that, man. I'll do that for anybody, of course. People want photos. We do autographs too. We like to charge for the autographs unless I'm nice to you and I give you the free discount, right? But if I were anybody, I would get my autograph right now personally, because if you don't, I think that you're going to be messing up. And that's the thing. Even the people in the public are smart and with it and see that, it's refreshing to see that people are thinking and they're smart and they're seeing what's going on here and what I'm doing. I've created a lot of change. Like I said, I've accomplished a lot. And it's just a good feeling, man. A lot of hard work, and it's all paying off. Like I said, this is bulletproof vest. Everything is legit. I wear 18 gauge steel armor on top of that, build my own bat suits. And yes, I'm the real thing. I don't ask no questions. I don't ask permission for nothing. I do the real thing. So I am a boss. Big boss. Big boss Batman. Boss. Say boss. Rick Ross. Whew. So yeah, like I said, I don't know, man. It just is what it is at the end of the day. We just got to keep on pushing. But like I said, the strength levels are more than anyone out there. I mean, there ain't no dude who coming close to me strength-wise right now in any gym Once I'm doing that, when I'm picking my whole body up vertically like that and then picking it up more and nothing but leverage, just hands and wrist and picking up my body and holding it in the air. It's incredible. It's the hardest exercise you can do. And all these exercises work your core. And like I said, anyone can come out there and train with me. If people want to come talk to me and see me out there, you're more than welcome. Just be polite and respectful and understand I'm working. But I mean, people can see me every day. I don't mind when I'm out there. That's why I'm trying to do the videos public now, so y'all know I'm out there when I'm doing it. I won't do that all the time, but a lot of time. Anybody can pull up and train, man, but you got to pay. Now, if you're just trying to talk to me or whatever, that's all good. But I don't have an issue just as long as you come correct. But I'm a human being. That's all. I don't do no fake stuff. I don't entertain fake talk. I don't let people trick me off my throne because they're jealous of my business. All these people already tried all that. And I told you that's what it's about. They want some of them want you to take bait, right? Because they see that I'm running my business. So they see that I have a location basically where I'm able to run my business. I'm able to do this digital fitness, everything. They love me out here. And I'm contributing to society. Why would I allow anybody to ruin that, especially when I'm not mad at anybody over anything? It wouldn't make any sense. I'm going to keep running my business. Like I said, right in front of everybody. I told you, I do my thing right in front of narcs, man. I don't care how you feel. You can feel any way you want. Who the hell are you? You feel me? But like I said, we're going to keep on pushing, right? This is the real thing. And like I said, I'm still just being created and being molded by God and listening and learning. I talk to God direct. I sit at the right hand throne of God. I am the emperor in the spiritual realm. And if you doubt that, well, then you're going to be in for a world of heartache crying over all my accomplishments. Trust me on that. I mean, what I'm doing is proving I'm the strongest man in the world. If you're the strongest man in the world, all you got to do, it's not easy, but you got to figure out how to market yourself. And that's what I've been doing this entire time. And I'm really the best at it. It's just I'm held back and suppressed because I didn't sell my soul like the rest of these Masons and so-called celebrities. You understand? Your society is not people who are successful. Your society is a joke. Your society is a bunch of failures who sold their soul to the devil. And it's all fake money. They're not rich. They don't own anything. They don't have any money. And like I said, you're going to have people here and there who are going to hate. You're going to have people who can't stand to hear the truth. I got these people shook and running. There's a lot of people are going to not like being told, no, listen, Justin Timberlake is not rich. Your hero. He's a pawn puppet. He's literally an alcoholic and strung out on drugs all the time. All right. He's an addict like all of them. And why do you think that is? They're not real celebrities, man. They're little pawn puppets. They have a puppet master. And in this game, I've turned it all around, and now I'm the puppet master. But the point is, say hello. But the point is, people like Justin Timberlake, he can sing like nobody's business, don't get me wrong, but they put 1,000 effects on his voice to do it. I can sing too, right? We sing differently. I'm more country. But, like I said, my whole point and purpose, how do I put this, Al? The hell is that? Hold on. Damn rocks. All right. Now, like I said, Batman is a normal guy with superhuman powers, and it's that simple. But yeah, like I said, don't let looks deceive you at all. I am a monster. Do not think for 1 second that because I look little and cute and a lot better than Justin Bieber, baby, 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 no, baby, 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 wow, baby, 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 ow. I am an addict again. Oh, for real. All right. So yeah, there we go. There's another honk, baby. All right. So like I said, I'm glad that we have fans. I'm grateful for my fans. I'm grateful for the little that I do have right now. Right. She told me that today. She said, you better be making some money with that. I hope, like, a little bit. You know, I'm still a poor Batman, but it's okay because I'm wealthy in equity because I worked my entire life since I was 16. I have a lot to show for it, but we still have major issues and problems and go through things. We all struggle. I have to build a whole new life, man. I'm trying to build on top of everything I got and get everything the way I need it. And Christina's going to help me with all that, but we just got to keep pushing forward, you know. But I'm a good guy, normal guy. Everybody can talk to me. It was cool. I just don't do the low vibrational energies, man. I just can't do it. I just can't. It's not me. Um, but yeah, it is what it is, man. I try my best to be nice, and that's it. I'm not a people pleaser by any means. I used to be, maybe a little bit, not anymore, but I'm just a good guy. I just help people. I don't think I was ever a people pleaser. I think I just helped people, and I think people took it the wrong way. But like I said, I'm a good dude, man. Everything I do is to help the world and is for good, and I'll never forget that. I want to make sure the public understands that. There we go. Another honk. Another honk. Big truck. Oh, another honk. It's cool. All right. So yeah, like I said, we just got to keep pushing, man. We got to keep pushing. The strength is through the roof. The levels, strength levels. I told you I was doing all this so I could maintain them. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not even really maintaining them. I'm really making some progress here. I mean, I haven't even really been sleeping lately. I'm a complete psychopath when it comes to this Batman stuff. Like, real talk, I just plot. Real talk. Y'all think you plotting, the Batman's sitting there plotting nonstop. Like, how's the next angle I'm gonna come? What's the next thing I'm gonna do? What's the next little trick up my sleeve for these little peon peasants? You understand? The Batman is unpredictable. He does what he wants. He just pops out of the blue and flies out from the sky. That's right. Like I said, I told them I run New York. They want to act like I'm joking, but wait until I get to New York. That's right. Just wait. Oh, I'm going to take everything over quick. Like I said, all I need is the money, man. I need the budget and the money. We're in no rush. I'm not power hungry. I have power naturally. God gives me power. God already told me here's the keys. So I'm just very excited, man. Excited about the future. Things are looking up a little bit. It's not like we still don't have major issues. It's not like we're still not struggling. We are, but, and anybody in the public, if you want to help me out and you really want to see me exceed and do well and succeed, I don't take advantage of people. I really don't ask people for nothing, but honestly, it's just finances, man. Like, definitely I need some help financially. I've put all my money I had into this when I was cooking. I've done a lot, man. People don't get this. Is not like, oh, I put 1,300 into a bat cycle. It wasn't a regular scooter. It was a bat cycle. A lot of people know me for that, but that's nothing. You don't understand what I've accomplished. I mean, I've had a real change in effect, lower crime rates, everything. So it's like, I've built and funded the entire thing out of my pocket. I've done this whole thing being Batman. I'm Batman every day, and I do the real thing. Just lately, I've been really focused on training and getting ready because that's what God is telling me to do. I got to get ready for New York. New York is one of the goals. It's everywhere. It's not just New York. Probably Los Angeles. Probably everywhere. All the crime-ridden cities that are tough and rough. God is going to send his soldier out there to make a change. And it's very necessary. We need it. So this is all about momentum. I'm stepping up to do, an impossible mission that nobody else would want to do. Let's just get real. I mean, it's funny what she said today. She told me, she said, did you ever have a, what problem? I'm like, no, I took on a truck and won. And that's the reality. And she's like, I don't believe that. You never, like, no, I've never had that problem. I always stayed away from that stuff. Always. Never, never been my thing. And a lot of my stand, honestly, is against all that stuff. Again, I don't judge people. I'm not going to flip, because whatever, people have their problems, but I'm not worried about civilians. I'm worried about the higher ups, you know what I mean? And what's really going down. But how do I put it? Nah, I survived something that was impossible and proved I'm superhuman. And there's a small part of it on video right on the channel. You can watch it happen. I got right back up immediately. I mean, I survived the impossible in front of everybody's eyes. And that's not what started the Batman thing. I mean, I've been Batman my whole life. My identity was just being hidden. But there's nothing fake about this. This is 100% real. And that's all, if people, talk and they start talking and trying to put it in a different light, I don't really sweat that because it's like nobody can tell my story, So it is what it is, I'll always stand up for myself, but there's just no need for me to constantly, explain reality to people. They know reality. You know what I mean? People know what it is. But, a lot of people, they try to tell themselves what they want to hear, or they try to give themselves their own justification. And that's their thing. That's not my issue or my problem. I mean, reality is not going to change for anyone. We all know reality. But like I said, it's definitely a major component of why I'm Batman because, well, basically, I kept surviving the unsurvivable over and over and over and over again, back to back, and all of it was, attempts on me from individuals and groups and illegal organizations. Okay, people tried to set me up a million times. So these things, it's not that I got a black cloud over me or something. It's part of my purpose. I've been Batman forever. I've gotten myself out of jail. I've bailed myself out. I've been on the run for 7 years. I've done a lot, man. And I'm proud of every little bit of it. There is not one part of my story that isn't positive or wasn't me doing the right thing and standing up to all these evil cowards. So that's the thing. Nobody can tell my story for me. I would never need to get upset or angry or frustrated because people know what it is. That's why a lot of them are panicking because they wish that they could create a false testament, but they know that they can't. You understand? That's all that is. It's just people want to feel comfortable because they're not feeling comfortable because, well, reality doesn't just go away because you can't deal with it and you don't like it. It just is something you got to deal with. But end of the day, like I said, we just keep on pushing. We keep on doing our thing. The more fame I get, the better off I am. The more stripes I take in the street, the better off we are. But again, this was not a thing that was designed to be local or for the Valley. This is a thing that's designed for me to do it all over the world. So there we go. Big honks right off the frontage. They'll be honking from the highway. Very sore today. I'm hurting. I'm just tired, man. I'm exhausted. So y'all kind of caught me on a day when I'm definitely lagging. Usually I'm never like this, but I mean, look at that. Even on a lagging day, I just basically did a strength feat that I've never really done before, not to that capacity. I finally got it on camera. I was pissed too because the phone fell the first time. And I told you, it keeps doing that with the wind. It's convenient. I keep telling people they control all this stuff. They control the weather. They control the wind, all that stuff. But I don't think that was from them. But I'm just saying, like, it just sucks when I'm trying to get my footage. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm the real thing. I'm trying to build this and continue to graduate levels. But that's the thing, everybody wants to talk about money and about this and that. None of that matters. What matters is being built by God. What matters is the strength level. That's all that matters. The other stuff don't really matter. All that other stuff is going to come. That's in God's hands. So that's the problem with a lot of people. They're chasing money instead of chasing God. I'm chasing God. I don't care about none of that. I ain't trying to hear nothing about money. I've seen more money. I've seen more money and spent more hands than anybody who ever walked this planet. I care less about money. I'm all moneyed out. I'm waiting for God to gift me with all the real money again. I'm supposed to have more money than I ever had in my entire life, which is a lot. No, it's not a little. It's a lot. Like the penguin. So, yeah, like I said, people are loving it. It's all working out right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to follow the path, man. Follow the path. Follow God's path for me. That's all I'm doing, staying in alignment with my purpose. And I told people, when you're in alignment with your purpose, all this stuff has to respect purpose. And I'm a living, walking testament and example of that. Because these people are wondering how the hell I'm even standing or breathing, or how the hell I'm smiling and happy, right? People are upset. We got them shook, Coach. We got them mad. Like I said, I got that phone bill coming up on the 21st. Yeah, I got a Cash App in that bottom left-hand corner. I need everybody in the public. Please donate, man. Please send some money, man. That's the way that this is going to get where it needs to be. Just being honest, man. The only way is if I get the support of the community and the people. And I'm well aware of that. I've never sat here and I've done it on my own this entire time, with Christina, but, I never expected or wanted to do all this on my own. I need help, and I need the public behind me, and I need them to want to see me win. I mean, $50, $100 right there, that helps me tremendously. $50, $100, $50 to $100. I mean, I can go get me another bike, and I already got the stand for the bike, for the phone holder that I bought. That's like over 25 bucks cash. Everything I got cost a ton of money. So it's like, I got all that, and I was replacing them all the time. Like, money ain't nothing. Money comes and goes. It takes a lot of money to fund this and be running this and be Batman. Trust me. And a lot of resources get expended. That's just part of it. So people don't know what I have or what I'm on or what I'm doing. And that's the way we keep it. Feel me? But you just got to understand, how do I put it? Let's think. 50 to 100 bucks, man. They got them bicycles like at the pawn shops and stuff. Sometimes they're like 45, 55 bucks. Give me another bike. That would help me. I just put the phone holder on there, and it just helps me to run my business. And then y'all can see me cruising and rolling. It needs to be a decent bike, though, with hopefully fairly thicker tires. Feel me? But what else? I mean, stuff like that. Some other chick, she said she saw me on TikTok. I don't mess with TikTok at evil. TikTok is evil and demonic and induces you know what. I don't get near TikTok, but that's all good. I'm sure it's going to help my celebrity. I do have an account, but I'll have to have a manager that manages it if I can get into it later. I don't get near TikTok. I don't log in. I don't look at it. I can't with what happened to me. But yeah, just the things that people say sometimes are very funny. Yeah, I don't have anything wrong with me. Clearly, that's the point, is I'm a walking miracle, is that I continue to overcome the impossible. You understand? Everything with me is A-okay. You understand? I don't know about the rest of you. I don't know about y'all out there, but y'all look like you're having issues. But me, no, I'm doing very well physically, if you can't tell. And that's the thing. When you got a guy who survived all I've survived and then comes back and is doing this type of stuff, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. You know what I mean? Like, see, that's not weakness. To go through something, that's what a lot of those people think is they're weak. To go through something and survive the unsurvivable and, having physical effects and things you go through because of that, that's not weakness. That's strength, sister. Y'all got to stop being backwards and understand reality. You understand? Like, the position that a lot of people speak from is weakness, and that's the thing is it just triggers a lot of people and narcs because I trigger their insecurities. I trigger their childhood traumas. I trigger their weakness because I'm a symbol of actual real strength. I'm a man. And that's what a man should be. If your man is not feared, well, then you don't have a man, you have a joke. That's just the truth. People either fear or respect me. And like I said, everything is real here. But like I said, it did make me feel good today, some of the compliments are cool. I'm not really much for validation, but it's just nice to, be shown some love every now and then, because it's very rare for me. And I've had so many people try to make it feel like people are on something else, and that's just not the truth. A lot of people are showing love, man. That's what I do this for. If I make music, I do it so people can show love. If anything I create, I do it so people can show love. So that's the thing, these people, they don't control these platforms, whether it be YouTube, any app online, they don't control nothing. Look at her gawking and then driving all over the sidewalk. Like, I'm telling you, what I'm doing as a whole is affecting people. It's funny, and if it's the haters and the weak people, it's affecting them where their equilibrium's all thrown off just because they see me. It's like seeing a ghost. A lot of people, I think, are scared because they're in a panic and an uproar because they know what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is a big deal, man. I'm exposing everyone and everything and the truth of how people get treated down here, of how they run everything down here. But this is not about just the valley. I ain't sitting here picking on the valley. It's about all over the country and the world. I'm standing up talking about the issues all over this country. You know what I mean? Like I said, we have too much evil that people are actually funding out their own pocket. This country is being funded by evil campaigns, and they're living off of, eating off of, and some of them they're thriving off of our pain and suffering. It's not a choice to stand up like people have said in the past, and some of them did some very crazy acts to prove their point. And the message was sent, and people like me listened and understood. You don't have a choice. You have to stand up for yourself against this entire system. All these people are involved. They're a joke, and the system has to be dismantled. It's just that simple. And that's what people ain't ready for. They're not ready. They thought that me being quiet meant surrender. No, me being quiet is your worst nightmare. You understand? Come true. Because I'm paying attention to everything and I soak everything up like a sponge and I'm taking it all in. And then I'm formulating how I'm going to respond. You understand? So it is what it is. And like I said, Batman responds in action. Well, Batman responds in full every time with everyone. You understand? So, like I said, I'm always run my business. I like to be around happy people. If people are actually fans and they support what I do, it just makes me feel good, because haven't gotten that at all. So it was pretty cool. It was a change for the day. Definitely made me feel better. So thank you for that, genuinely. But like I said, that's why I try to make sure people have the channel so they can check on me and see what's going on with me and stay updated. But just trying to do this training, man, trying to stick with it. I might take a break, but we'll see what happens. I got to see what I'm going to do tomorrow, how I feel. It's so hard to get they don't want to give me no ones, and I got to have ones for the bus. But I think, did I get enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a 20, 40, 50, that's 90. So yeah, still got like 94 bucks cash. That's good. Good money. And yeah, I got enough for the bus because the bus is like $3 for a day pass. And that's just what I have to have if I'm going to be moving around and all that. So it's like, I got a phone bill coming up on the 21st. I got to pay that. try to. It's just a lot of stuff. It's always a lot on my plate. I pay for everything else all the time. I got to do what I got to do. So just any help would be greatly appreciated from anybody out there. But like I said, I'm working hard, man. The next check for this, they don't pay out until a month after I get it over $100. So it takes a long time for me to get a hold of my little money, which usually isn't that much. But my check is already around like $85, I think. And it's going to be more today because I'm getting mad views, especially on that one video with the money. See, I can take money and turn it into money. That's what people don't get. And I'm expert with stocks too. I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit. I had over 70,000 shares of a stock. Oh no, I'm not broke, honey. I made good investments, solid investments. Like I said, the company went bankrupt. That wasn't a failure. I cut profits the entire time and lived off of it for years and was doing great with finances and working. And the company tanked, but now I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit. So yeah, I mean, technically, I guess I lost some money or whatever. I mean, I didn't lose that much. I just had to spend it. I had to use it, take it out, but the point is, I mean, they're going to have to pay me something from that. And then people stole my inheritance. So that could be millions and properties that are owed to me. I got a ton of lawsuits to file. Christina's negotiating a settlement for 6.8 million guaranteed, and we're looking at possibly 30 to 50 million. I think more than that is what's coming. God already told me it's over. He said the money's coming. So I don't know how, I don't know when. I'm not really thinking about it. I think it's just going to catch me by surprise, and that's it. Once I get the money, now I've been built into this monster. See, it takes that period of stagnation. It takes being, I've never been broke, but if you want to say that, I mean, my broke hustle, I guess, then that's fine. But it takes that because that's the only way that you build character. That's the only way I would have learned how to get this strong. Straight up. If I had all the money, I would have never gotten this strong. I'm telling you right now as a fact. That's a concrete fact. Feel me? So, like I said, I mean, you're doing everything right, man. God is working on his son, working on me and building me. And they already told me I'm going to save the world. It's not a burden to carry. I just don't really think about it. I just let go. I realize I'm not in control. So I just do God's will and do God's purpose, and that's it. But the one thing I don't want anybody ever getting twisted is, oh, I'm a good person. I'm the best person you'll ever meet. I'm a righteous man. I don't do nobody wrong. I don't have anything on my conscience. And that's why I do this. I do this to help y'all, and I do this for all the people out there in the public. So whatever I go through, if I win, we all win. And again, when I get all this money, I'll be actually helping real people. It's not like these fake celebs that they say, we're donating this to a charity. Charities are all illegal. They don't pay you. They don't put the money into what they say. It's all illegal. They need to all be shut down. Seriously, all of them. The truth came out a million times. See, I don't do that. I don't be like, oh, I'm like Bono. I'm going to donate to a charity to look cute. No, I'll actually put money in people's pocket, like real people out here in the valley, and help people and work together with them and create businesses. I'm probably going to end up building a lot of the economy for the valley is what I'm thinking. So it's going to be like, the valley has embraced me, especially with all this Batman stuff. And I can't forget that, especially in a place where I've been through so much and a lot of people didn't embrace me. And it was very hard for me coming up here. And I went through a lot, a whole lot. And I just stood my ground. That's how I made my name. I'm the only one who did. You don't see other Americans coming down here and acting like me because they can't, because they're not built like this. So it's like I said, I'm half Mexican. I'm all for my people, man. I just have to stand my ground sometimes, and they understand that because they see it the same way. It's the truth. People know what the problems are. People know what's going on, man. People are not slow. That's why I can't stand people who try to act like the public is slow and can't think. People can think. People are smart. See, I don't like people who do that. That's why nobody likes y'all, straight up, because you try to, insult their intelligence. But, for all the smart people out there, they're going to cheer for Batman and want to see me win. Like I said, just please donate the more money that I can accrue. the more we win. You know, I was listening to a video, it was talking about building your own bank. I've had that idea for a long time too. Maybe we can do it at some point, but I'd have to get all the certifications and licensing. You know, you could build like a communal fund, but for right now, we just need to get donations and cross all the other bridges when you know our money comes and we can get everything on the road. But so I'm saying God done built a monster, and when I get all the money, I'm gonna stay hungry. That's the thing. I'm still the monster. I'm not a regular guy walking around saying, "Oh, I dress up as Batman and it's cute." No, I'm a guy who does actual missions. Okay, I do the whole operation, the real thing. So it's like, can't nobody stop God's will and God's purpose for me. Feel me? That's how I feel. So at the end of the day, like I said, right now I just need financial support. If people can donate, that's what helps me. I'm gonna continue to come on here and ask people and encourage people to donate. And this is a business. I provide a service. I deserve to be paid. This company doesn't pay right. Okay. So outside of that, I don't know. Like I said, it's more about the purpose of everything I'm getting done and accomplishing and changing. And that's what you got to do as Batman. Like I said, the money will come. I'm not worried about that at all. All right. I'll talk to you later.